bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is the High School Fan Zone on a Wednesday night. We're going to transition from Lubbock High softball to Coronado baseball. Mustangs got back on track. Small hiccup the other day. Got back on track. Won on the. You swept Capra, so you got back on track twice, and caught some helping hand from Amarillo by sweeping Monterey. You guys in Monterey are back even. A few games behind the top two, but I was thinking about this coming in because we're at that time of year where you play somebody and then you kind of have to root for them to beat somebody else. Yeah. And you guys, you're going to be big fans of Monterey and Amarillo High the next week and a half.
We are. That's true.
I guess the Amarillo High, you'd need a lot to happen.
Well, I mean, the way I see it, we're going to be Division II, provided we win another game and get in. And so if we want a shot at the 1 seed, we need Cooper to lose games. Yep. And so we're big Monterey and Amarillo High fans for the next,
there you go.
Games.
That's why I was thinking that, because Cooper is always going to be the smallest.
Right.
Brad Bibb, the Coronado baseball coach, is the guy I'm over here talking to and ignoring everybody else. I'm going to have him introduce his two guys real quick. Guys, when you talk, grab it above. You guys are old pros at this. Grab it above that silver, talk in there. He'll adjust you in there. But introduce your two guys.
Next to Randy, we got Campbell Stanek, outfielder for us, and next to me, Zach Long, third baseman.
And football. Division I football player.
Division I football player. That's right.
Campbell, we haven't talked since that, have you? You've got your shirt on.
Yes, sir. I do. I didn't even realize that.
It's a cool logo. I've always enjoyed that little mean-looking cardinal. So, receiver, or are they going to try to shift you to defensive back, or are they
No,
told
I'm playing
you
receiver.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's a good spot to be at. Unfortunately, Eric Morris isn't there anymore. Now, their coach now may do the same things offensively, but Eric Morris is one of those football savants, like Cliff Kingsbury type guy that can make anything work on offense. So who is the coach at UIW now?
They got the OC from the WT. He's the one that recruited me.
What's his name?
Coach Bain, Justin Bain.
Try to think. There's a guy I covered at LSU years ago that his dad bounced around at several schools. His name was Stephen Lee. I don't know if that's where he was at, but that's good level football.
Yes,
it's
sir, yeah.
very hidden. I'm not sure people know how good it is. It's kind of like small school baseball in Texas.
Sir.
So, but if I get going about talking about Campbell, we'll spend the whole time talking about what he's doing. Coach Bibb knows I'm a pretty big fan of Campbell, so a pretty big fan of watching you guys play baseball. I don't think I think I watched you play Lubbock Cooper first time.
Yeah, I think that's right at their place.
All right, and was that bad luck that night or good luck?
No, I mean, we gave it 4 runs in 1 inning, and that was it.
That's right.
That was the whole game.
And we've talked about that. It was Grayson, correct?
Yeah.
And that showed me something about him and about your guys, that they kept fighting and kept scrapping. That's just who you are. I mentioned you lost to Plainview, but I liked your quote afterwards that you knew how hard they were going to play. Mm-hmm. Sometimes those losses, while they sting a little bit, can be a good thing. I'll get these guys to talk about it in a minute, but what have your guys taken away from that you like, that you've seen in them since then?
Well, I think we've done what we do every time we lose, is we've got a short memory and we respond quick. And so we had Caprock the next day, and you didn't have time to worry about it. You just had to get back in the saddle and go back to work. And so we did, and we've still found a way to not get swept, and that's the thing I keep harking on, is just we've somehow in 2 years been able to not get swept, and we got 2 more times to try to make that not happen, and so I think we've just shown a lot of resiliency and a lot of ability to wipe the memory clean and not dwell on it and just go back to work the next day.
Grayson, grab that microphone. Let you jump in there.
Zach.
I'm sorry.
Zach Long.
Dang, I kept looking over there. I was like, I was trying to give you credit for pitching against. Same question for you. What did you guys learn from? First of all, Plainview's much better than when you look at their win-loss record. That's not. I keep looking at it and saying, something's not right here. What have you guys learned since then that you think is going to help you these next few weeks?
One thing that I learned, well, after that loss, we learned we did bounce back. Well, dang, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm sorry. Like,
That's all right. That's why I'm a writer most of the time. Here, pitch it over to Campbell. Let Campbell talk about what did you, especially you guys. I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. You guys didn't do that in football. When something bad happened, it got worse. Baseball, it's a different mentality with you guys. What did you learn from that game that tells you that you guys are going to continue to get better?
I think since that game, we've definitely learned to control our emotions a lot better. That game, it was definitely hard on us, so we came and bounced back against Caprock a lot better than Plainview.
And Caprock's better than they were last year too, so you had to play better against them. Roman, were you signaling me? I wasn't watching. Okay, we're coming up on the break. We got some more Coronado baseball to talk about. They are back in action. I think I've still got softball standings up here. Yeah, that's softball. It's happy girls here. We'll come back after the break and talk about what Coronado's got coming up. I know what they've got going up. I want to talk about that. So come back and join us on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I'm Randy Rosetta. I'm going to put Zach Long back on the spot now that I know who I'm talking to. And Brad maybe even introduced him, and it just went in one ear and one out the other. I'm an old man. My mom used to say that to me all the time, so I try to break it out every once in a while and talk about walking to school in the snow uphill. And Zach, you took care of business against Caprock. Now you get to stay closer to home against a team you guys know a little bit better.
Yes,
Lubbock High Friday and Saturday. I was just talking to Coach in the break there. You guys know what you need to do. You got one more win and you're in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
You're facing a team that's desperate because they've got to win a whole bunch of games. They basically are behind the eight ball. How do you guys kind of approach that mentally, knowing that those guys are going to come out and do anything they can to beat you?
We're going to jump on them. We know they want to come out. We know they have to win. We're going to be ready for them. We're going to jump on them early. That's all we got to do.
I like how you guys' schedule has played out, where you'll play somebody from Amarillo and from Lubbock. Because, Brad, you know that those guys, there's a different thing about playing them Monterey or Lubbock High or Lubbock Cooper. They know those guys. They grew up with them. What do you want to see from your guys Friday and Saturday? To me, it's a good situation for you to play them back-to-back. Because there's one win you got to get.
Right.
If something happens Friday and you stumble, you get right back up on the horse.
We've talked about that a lot, in different scenarios, and I think the big thing is we know the pressure's in their dugout, and so we just need to play loose and clean and go do what we do. They're the ones that have to win. We'd like to win and be over with it Friday, but it's not a situation where we're like behind the eight ball, like you said a minute ago. So we talk about the pressure being in the other dugout and taking care of our business and doing, what we have to do to get the job done.
I know Campbell was played as a sophomore. How many of your guys right now were on the team a few years ago?
Both of these guys were. A couple that we pulled up late in the season. So we got a lot of guys who've been there for a lot of games.
Not that it was one game 2 years ago that knocked you out, but there was a loss to Lubbock High that sticks out like a sore thumb. I want to make you even madder, Campbell. You know how the football season ended. An incredible high school football game, but they got you that night. Does that motivation carry over from one field to the other?
I would say yes, but then again, it's none of them are the same guys.
No, there's not a lot of
football to baseball for Lubbock High. So,
and you guys do have a lot of guys.
We got more than we used to. Kind of our lower levels, really.
Yeah,
so
we only have two or three on varsity.
Guys,
yeah.
You got one pretty good one now. So, Ed, you've known Victor long enough to know that you mix in that desperation, the fact that they've had some personnel change. He's going to have them ready. They're going to. I don't know what the scores are going to be, but they're going to come out feisty. They're going to first game's there or your place.
Yeah.
So you know that. I think it's still supposed to be pretty nice on Friday. Saturday, you get to get them at home when we.
With the wind blowing in,
yes, so it's a little bit different. What do you have older guys, so is it a deal where you just say, okay, be leaders, take over here?
Absolutely. I think, last year we were kind of in the same boat with them. I think we were clinched and they were still trying to catch Plainview, and so they were desperate last year too, and we played them first at our place, and it was chippy and it was tight and it was crowds are into it and all that stuff, and so I would expect the same thing this year, and they're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to defend their field. They're going to pull out all the stops, and we've got to be able to exceed their energy and make sure we handle our business.
For both of you guys, this week and then against Tascosa, it's hard for me to fathom that you guys don't win one game and take care of business and get into the playoffs. But what do you need to do over these 4 games and you've already done it with Caprock, but Zach, what do you guys have to do to start building some momentum as you get into the playoffs?
Take everything seriously. Do everything at the best that we can. We have to do everything as a team, first of all. No selfishness. There's no I in team. So we first have to keep doing everything together as a team. Keep doing things right on and off the field. Take care of business in school. Just keep our head on a straight path. Keep going towards our goal.
As coach has been through this, you're also getting to the point where graduation's starting to creep up. Is prom out of the way?
No. Prom's the second week of the playoffs.
Prom's in there, so there's all that stuff that starts to become the extra stuff that coaches, they don't give you a handbook as a coach and say, okay, do this during prom week or do this during graduation week, because they're human beings. Mm-hmm. They know that there's a finish line coming, and a lot of finish line coming. But again, because you guys are older and just watching you, and even your younger guys seem older, if that makes sense. How prepared, how equipped do you think this team is now to take that Plainview game, do what you did this week, and keep building?
Oh, I think we're more than equipped. We had a taste of this last year, and a bunch of these guys are back, and some of our kids that didn't start last year were in the dugout with us because we brought them up for the playoffs, and so they know what to expect. And so I think we're starting to climb to the peak at the right time. You don't want to peak too early, and try to hold it. So I think we're headed in the right direction, and I think we'll probably see our group turn it on a little bit more getting into next week, and then as we head into the first round.
You're leaning on Matt Garcia and Grayson, who's not here. Yeah. You're leaning on those two on the mound a lot. Who's the third and fourth guy that you have to have?
Well, we were going to throw this one next to me last night, and we threw Jackson Vasquez up there second, and he was really good last night, and so we just left him in and rode him and didn't worry about changing it and messing with it. So getting him back healthy is helping, and we can throw Zach up there if we need to and feel good about it. Cooper Shields also. We've got sitting there that's throwing a lot of innings that can be good for us. So, we wish we had Graham. We don't have Graham right now, but, we feel like we've got 5 or 6 guys that can really get the job done for us.
Because when you get into playoffs, it's going to take
for sure,
all hands on deck. He's a quiet leader. I know he doesn't – I can get him to talk a little bit, but the way he sets an example for your guys – how big has that been for you?
I think they know that he's been there, and he knows what is required to get the job done. It's not a look at me deal. It's a just go to work and put my head down and do whatever's necessary to win.
Where did you learn that from? Where did the leadership come from? Because I think we figured out. I've known you a lot of your life, but. Got about 5-10 seconds here. Where's your leadership come from?
Yeah, I think you know where it came from. My dad, for sure. Yeah.
Your mom's got a little bit of
but
that too. So don't get
the sports side. My dad.
Don't get in trouble with your mom. So, all right, Mustangs, Lubbock twice this weekend, Tascosa twice next week, then playoff bound. Right. I'm going to throw the positive side out there. You guys will be playoff bound. So we'll come back after the break. We'll talk some friendship football after this break in the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.